So, full time, Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 4. Now, let me get started with the first half. Now, it wasn't a good start to the game. We started the game like just not ourselves. The usual suspect, Ollie Watkins, gets his goal as his seasonary goal against Arsenal, and we just didn't look up for it. Went to Villa Park, and it was almost like going to Stoke City to a degree, where it's like we're just not on it. You know what I mean? We went there, we knew it was a big ask. Well, I won't say ask, but you knew it was going to be a big task ahead. It wasn't going to be easy. Facing Unai Emery's team, him being a former Arsenal manager, we haven't beaten him yet, blah, 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 blah. But then we equalised. And the thing is about Aston Villa is they have mistakes in them. And they showed that against Leicester when they lost 4-2 at their ground, at home. So this is the second home consecutive loss of the same scoreline, which is alarming for Aston Villa. Now, Bukayo Saka equalised, and it was a good goal. I had the game on my phone, and I was in the shower, and just as I was washing my face, Saka scored. So I missed it initially, but I had to run and replay to see it. Things then it looked like, oh, okay, this is the time where Arsenal get back into it now. We've got our goal. We'll push on from here. But then Aston Villa had a Barcelona moment. They went all the way from the goalkeeper all the way down and then scored. And it was Philip Coutinho, his first start of the season under Unai Emery, and he scores. We just love to break the virginities of something that players need as a football club, don't we? I mean, Erling Haaland last week, or Wednesday, that was his first away goal of the season. So waiting to half time, 2-1 down. Now, one thing I'm worried about before I get onto the second half is Saka keeps on getting kicked constantly. Obviously, the way he plays as well, he's prone to getting kicked by players. It's worrying because it's a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before he picks up a serious injury because of being kicked too much. You know what I mean? His ankles must be like wounded by now, but thankfully he's not somebody that's injury prone. Now we went into half time, 2-1 down. I was calling for Zinchenko to be subbed because he just wasn't good enough. He gave away the ball for the first goal. He didn't give it away. He got tackled. You know what I mean? He was at fault. You know what I mean? So I thought, it's not working. It's clearly not working with him. Arteta still persisted to keep him on because Zinchenko can do no wrong. Same with Eddie Nketiah. Second half, we started looking better. Villa looked more. It's like they couldn't keep the intensity that they were keeping in the first half because we started to open up Aston Villa, and it was easier for us to start playing, and that's how we've benefited all season. We've been able to open up teams wide, teams that want to be compact in the middle. We have the capabilities to open them out wide, and we were executing that in the second half. One thing I forgot to add to this was what we saw in the second half was from Unai Emery with his decision making was exactly what went wrong at Arsenal. He was taking players off that shouldn't have come off, that made it easier for the opposition, and he took off Douglas Luiz, and it made it easier for Arsenal. His subs actually opened Aston Villa up even more, and that was what he did at Arsenal in some games where we maybe we've been in a good position and then we lost the game because Unai Emery's face in that game. Now he wasn't happy with that, obviously, but yeah, he did. I know where he went wrong because we've had him as a manager. It's not every day that we come up against a former manager and then we can see, exactly what he did wrong. But we saw exactly what he did wrong in that game. I mean, he will bet before his substitutions, he was better off. but he made subs and it made it easier. I noticed how easy it was for Odegaard and everything to open up, Ben White to overlap easier and everything like that. I saw how easy it was, and it was since Unai Emery's subs. So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to add because I forgot to mention it initially. We ended up getting an equaliser, Zinchenko. So Zinny proved to us doubters as well why he was justified to stay on, because it was a good goal as well. It was a good goal. But what I like about him, because obviously Zinchenko is very passionate, and he's got the leader mentality, and he came from Man City where he was winning everything and everything like that. He didn't even celebrate because he knew it's only brought us back 2-2. We're not 3 points ahead. We're only 1 point ahead at this point. That's what I like. You know what I mean? Because if it was Ben White that scored that goal or something, he probably might have ran to the corner flag and celebrated. You know what I mean? But Zinchenko, he knew. Look, it's my first Premier League goal ever, and it's my first goal for Arsenal. But it's only an equaliser. It's not a winning goal. That's the mentality that I like, and it will be his mentality that keeps him on the pitch, right? But with that mentality, you have to be good at what you're doing. And to be fair to Zinchenko, he did improve. The players did improve in the second half. Now, our persistence, we just kept going. You know what I mean? We kept going, and then we could have gone 3-2 ahead when Nketiah put pressure on the Aston Villa defender. And again, it led to their own howler. You know what I mean? Because they did this against Leicester. And then Nketiah passed it across. All Odegaard had to do was just slide it in. He didn't even hit the target. You know what I mean? It was disgusting. It would have been 3-2 at that time. But then the 90th minute happened. And guess who stepped up? Man like Jorginho. Now, I said in one of my videos, and I'm going to try and find it, and I might put a short clip of it here. I said in one of my videos, we're going to want you to be at your absolute best, and we're going to want you to basically prove us wrong. I hope that the first goal that he scores in an Arsenal shirt, or if he makes that crucial interception that ultimately wins us matches and stuff, I hope he knee slides in front of all the Arsenal fans and like, what? Told you, fam. You know what I mean? That's why I hope happens. The club. But today, just for today's game, he's earned his stripe for today's game. He needs to prove himself going forward now. But he earned his stripes in terms of, you've actually helped us out. You've actually done something that was effective. You were Partey's replacement, right? And you've so far lived up to it, going by just this game. Now, that own goal was probably one of the funniest own goals that you'll see in a while. It'll be the funniest own goal this season. I don't think you'll see an own goal worse than that. And it's something that can't be helped. Jorginho takes a shot from distance outside the box, hits the underside of the crossbar, bounces down. Martinez is already in a diving position because he's tried to dive for the ball. The ball hits his head and goes in. You could not make that up. You could not make that up. Now, that own goal was just, it was just something. And then 90 plus 8 minutes. Well, that's what it's classed as anyway. But Aston Villa get a corner. And Martinez comes up, former Arsenal goalkeeper, World Cup winner at Argentina, comes up. We end up breaking. Fabio Vieira ends up running down the ball. There's an open goal down there. Passes to Martinelli. The rest is history. 4-2. Now, I want Martinelli to start as a striker with Trossard on the left. That's what I want to happen. But Nketiah keeps being started, and Nketiah showed in this game why he's not good enough. Nketiah is nothing more than skinny Lukaku at this point, because he's got a poor first touch, and it seems like he's going to need chances after chances after chances. You know what I mean? Nketiah did so well when he first broke in after the Gabriel Jesus injury, but now it seems like complacency's start to kick in. You know what I mean? But I want Martinelli to be starting up front because I think he will be more than good enough for the job. Now, this is a huge win for Arsenal. A huge, huge win. It's the response that we needed. Perfect response. Right? Man City play in about 10 minutes from recording this video. They're up against Nottingham Forest away from home. It's not the easiest of places to go. Right? So far we're 3 points clear. This was a massive response because this was not an easy game. It's not an easy place to come to and try and get 3 points. Now, our next game is Leicester away from home. So we come back down to the Midlands for a trip to, can't remember what their stadium's called. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm happy that I'm buzzing that we won, but I ain't getting carried away because we've seen how times change. But I am happy for Jorginho because end of the day, most Arsenal fans didn't want him. We didn't want him. I didn't want him anywhere near this club. But what I wanted him to do was what he did today. You know what I mean? I wanted him to do that today. Because if in all fairness, he's not a Partey replacement in terms of man for man. He's more of a Granit Xhaka replacement. You know what I mean? So once Partey is fully fit, you know, it'll be the case of either Partey and Xhaka or Partey and Jorginho. You know what I mean? That would be an interesting duo, actually, Partey and Jorginho. Because Granit Xhaka seems to have almost gone back to his old self that we despised in terms of the mistakes he was making. I mean, he hopped over the ball that went to the Aston Villa player for Coutinho to make it 2-1. You know, obviously he would have thought that an Arsenal player was behind him, but it wasn't. But yeah, it's a huge win. Huge win, that. It's a huge win. I'm buzzing. We need to keep going from here. If we're going to try and win this league title, we need to be on the form that we were in at the start of the season. You know what I mean? Because we keep doing that, we'll end up being 6 points clear at least. You know what I mean? And one advantage that we have is Man City are occupying 2 more competitions. But at the same time, Europa League hasn't come around for us. So, you know, this is why anybody that's saying that we're going to win the league, you haven't learned anything yet. But onwards and upwards, I'm buzzing. 3 points, massive 3 points to put us where we are in the table. So hopefully we can maintain it going forward. And who knows? Who knows? But, you know, capitulation season is here. And we've got our first win in February. So hopefully we can carry this on. Anyways, I'm done with this video. Like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.